Hello, everyone. It is I. Normally, I introduce myself as the Bruce Wayne of Azure Lane on my gaming channel. I'm gonna have to find something different for this channel, but nevertheless, first major news story to go through. So the government has just shut down. It's a great time for those of us that I guess enjoy watching the government shut down. I don't know who that would be. I'm not particularly one of them, but sometimes it can produce some entertaining news. So, before, for those of you that don't know, before the government shutdown, Trump was actually saying, "Hey, look," because the real issue with this was uh, Democrats wanted to keep funding for illegal aliens and a bunch of, climate stuff on the budget, and Trump said, "No, you remove that stuff from the budget, or I'm going to force a shutdown." So I guess the government has shut down, but literally right before he released a statement saying, "Oh, I'm going to enjoy this shutdown." I'm paraphrasing, he didn't literally say this. But what he said is, "I'm going to be able to use the government shutdown to stop programs that the Democrats like permanently." So now that the government has shut down, this is the first article to get released after all of this craziness that's been happening. How Trump could use a government shutdown to turbocharge his economic agenda. Let me see this. Okay. The federal government might be shut down, but President Trump is making every effort not to let that slow down his economic agenda. So the president's economic priorities that aren't directly related to stoppage won't be interrupted as administration authored shutdown contingency plans allow for tariff rollouts to continue, and a $20 billion bailout for Argentina will remain intact. Yeah, I mean, Trump likes Argentina's president. I kind of, I think he's all right, dude, too. So, shout out to Argentina, by the way. The White House has also appears set to use funding shortfall as an opportunity to expand Trump's imprint, with the president promising to use expanded powers in a shutdown to potentially fire government workers or even cut programs. This is what I was saying he said earlier. So, the nascent effort is already being likened to the Department of Government Efficiencies formerly led by Elon Musk, with many affixing the moniker Doge 2.0 this time around. Oh, so this will be interesting. It's part of the White House effort that could grow more ambitious the longer a shutdown lasts. And for now, no end is in immediate sight. So, on Wednesday afternoon, another round of votes saw U.S. senators fail to advance competing plans to fund the government for the second time as in many days. Okay, let's see what Trump says. A lot of good can come from shutdowns, Trump offered Tuesday evening as the deadline loomed, adding, "We can get rid of a lot of things they didn't want, and they'd be Democrat things." Yeah, these are the exact words that he said. But so basically, it sounds like this shutdown is going to work to Trump's advantage, and thanks to cutting all funding for illegals, if this shutdown plan succeeds and the Democrats give way, it's going to be a win for Americans because I don't want my money going to illegals. I happen to have been born in California, and I know for a fact that every time the state took taxes from me, that funding went to illegal immigrant children in particular, but mostly illegal immigrants. I don't want them getting my money for no reason. Anyway, Trump budget chief Russell Vought announced Wednesday a hold on roughly $18 billion in infrastructure funding for New York City, followed by the cancellation of nearly $8 billion in green energy money to blue states. Yeah, okay, he's cutting it. Yeah, the shutdown wasn't directly mentioned in either post, but the consequences for talks were immediately evident, especially with the first move pausing federal money in the home city of both Senator Chuck Schumer and Rep. Hakeem Jeffries. Yeah, that was a shot across their bow for sure. Schumer quickly slammed the move as stupid and counterproductive. Okay, on the issue of tariffs, Trump's team is making clear that the work of setting up future duties isn't stopping. After all, the Commerce Department's shutdown contingency plan states the necessary work to address the effect of imported articles on national security will continue. This is an effort related to investigations in progress under Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act, which mandates months of procedures before new tariffs can be imposed. Okay, well, yeah, it sounds like. How long is this article? It sounds like Trump is just generally going for the jugular. I'm just going to read a couple more of these. Overseas negotiations aren't slowing down. Because I know these tariffs have basically been producing a lot of revenue, supposedly. So Trump delivered a speech earlier where he said one of his, or someone approached him and was like, "Sir, we have an extra $32 billion. We have no idea where it came from." And Trump's like, "Check the tariffs, check the tariffs." Let's see. And sure enough, it was from the tariffs. Cutting programs. Because I want to, okay, this is what I'm really interested in, is what is he going to cut? Trump's plan not to slow down during the shutdown has some historical precedents. A Washington maxim once articulated by Rahm Emanuel is to never let a good crisis go to waste. But current White House signals suggest that efforts this time around could push both political and legal boundaries to their limits, especially when it comes to the federal workforce. In recent days, the president has outlined plans to both fire workers and make cuts to programs that are irreversible. On Wednesday, Vice President J.D. Vance added that no final decisions on layoffs had been made, but plans were in the works that could be unveiled soon. So they're going to fire some people. I wonder what the job titles of these people that are going to get fired will be. I'm wondering if it could be something like, I don't know, climate change secretary of something. I'm just guessing, because it sounds like that's what he's going for. See, the effort is already leading to litigation with two major unions representing government employees filing a lawsuit alleging that a pre-shutdown threat to fire workers is an unlawful abuse of power designed to punish workers and pressure Congress. See, I understand why they're saying this. But let's just say from the Republican point of view, the conservative point of view, I don't think the right cares at this point. We've seen so many people get fired over completely BS reasons by the government, like especially during the lockdown. Just people refusing the vaccine were fired. So there is kind of right now, yeah, me personally, I mean, I get why they're saying this, but at the same time, I guess my sympathy button is cold. I have a cold heart in this day and age after all the firings I have seen the Democrats do when they were in power. The Democratic response so far has similarly been to call it nothing more than an intimidation tactic. The left-leaning Center for American Progress released an analysis finding that a shutdown provides no justification for making permanent layoffs, which it says is backed by recent guidance from the government's Office of Personnel Management. Either way, the move has already unsettled the federal workforce and could lead to economic ripples depending on the specifics of how Budget Director Russell Vought, who is in charge of the effort, alongside his infrastructure funding move Wednesday proceeds. Either way, the ambitions are clear, with one White House official putting a fine point on it to The Atlantic, telling the magazine that Vought will do what Doge couldn't do. Okay, well, this could get interesting. I mean, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of cuts to government spending, in particular to things Democrats like. So this shutdown, I think, will in general work to Trump's advantage. I'm going to say at the moment it's going to work to Trump's advantage. I know the media is going to try to blame him, but That is just my guess. Anyway, that's all for this video. I wish you all a farewell and following seas. Take it easy, guys.